Hey everybody, Arthur here with another figure review, and today we have Marvel Legends Hulk. This is from the Thanos Build-A-Figure wave, and this is the MCU Hulk. Now, I wasn't really heavy into collecting at that time, so he slipped past me, and honestly, he is one of the best looking Hulks next to Gladiator Hulk, because a lot of Hulks that have been released have issues, and to me, aren't that accurate looking Hulk figure. Either they're looking too much like the actor, or they just don't look good. And thanks to Nathan Simmons, aka Syndicate Santa, he did hook me up with this figure. If you saw the unboxing I did a few videos back, and I now own my second Hulk. First one being Gladiator Hulk. I guess it'd be third because I did get the gray Toy Biz Hulk, but that's not on the same level. It's a totally different figure and stuff like that. But this to me is, and you saw he just wanted to fall back. And this to me is like what an ideal Hulk would be. Like if they took the Gladiator Hulk and removed all that stuff, I'd be happy with it. But this figure is awesome and he's massive. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. And I want to really bring in focus. Look at that face sculpt. Eyes look really well done. If they added a little wash to it, it would make it even pop even more. But the sculpting detail on the forehead, the teeth and everything, this is just a really nice looking Hulk. They definitely captured the color really well too. Nice plastic. Yeah, I mean, the hair sculpt is nice. Like the whole head sculpt is really what drew me into it, because this to me looks like an iconic Hulk that you'd see not only in the MCU but even in some of the comics. But it is on a ball joint, so you get the left and right movement up and down. You can add a little attitude to him a little bit, but there is no disc hinge to shift it up and down, so he can only look up that far and he can look down that far. Then you get his arms, which I was messing with them. I'm like, okay, the veins here, because technically you can rotate this whole part, and it's a disc that goes throughout the whole thing, so you can really flip and flop every side, and because yeah, they're pretty much, it's a giant disc hinge. But I figured that the veins were here, so this is the side that should be up versus the part underneath, which is pretty much smooth. Then I noticed that there is a little bit of extra plastic here, and due to that design, I think it's added a little extra snags in the plastic on both sides. See it on both sides. And he does get really good motion with his arms. Really good motion. Then you get the bicep swivel. And with this big a figure, you get actually a double jointed elbow, which is pretty awesome. Because a lot of times with these big figures, we don't get double jointed elbows. Then you get the wrist rotation, and he has a wrist bend with his fist. So pretty awesome stuff, and that's same on both sides. And then when it comes to his abs, he has like this G.I. Joe. I always call it the G.I. Joe type, because like with the 25th anniversaries and stuff like that, they just started like pumping, like that's how they would do the crunch and stuff and movements. But you really get a wide range. Like look at that, he can lean forward that much, then he can lean back, and when he leans back, he does get that weird gappage, but not as bad. You know, it's all depending on the angle you look at him. But just the fact that we just really get good range of motion right there. He doesn't have a waist swivel. It's all solid plastic here. He does have those massive disc hinges, and he can do the ultimate Van Damme. This big freaking Hulk figure can do the ultimate Van Damme. That is insane. And then he has the nasty thigh cuts, which look weird because it's like an overlapping chunk, because it's like this popped into that and it just overlaps it. And then you have the line right there, so, you know, it bugs me because you break that line up when you do the the movement there. You get the cool little Avengers A right there. And his pants are all textured too. Like textured like crazy. Back sculpted nicely. Wish we'd had some veins or something in the back. There's another Avenger A on this side too. And then let's see if he can do a Spartan kick. Oh, I see. He can sort of do a Spartan. He can do basically a field goal, but you have to like work with the discs themselves, because if you're just lining up the red, you know, it's going to be all right like that, but to kick forward is not really going to work. It's going to want to kick out, so you'd want to rotate it where the disc is up, and then you can get that really high kick. He does have double jointed knees, and he does have ankle bends and really good pivot, and he's got the little peg hole on the bottom. And let's get a look at his little toes. Really sculpted, and look at the size of that big toe. Chipped up toenail and everything. And then I'm not a big fan of how this is just sort of painted. Wish they would have sculpted something there, because I mean, you have this nice texture and then it sort of stops. There's no texture whatsoever on the knee or this bottom part, and I think that's weird. But no tears in his pants. I mean, I'm assuming if they have that Avengers A, that Tony Stark made some, you know, pants that allow him to, you know, get big and small, and it keeps at the size that the actual character's at. But let's go ahead and get this guy posed up. So I busted out that old school Toy Biz flight stand, popped it in the gap in his back so give him a nice supporting, floating look, and I have him posed to where if he's just jumping super high up and coming down to crash into the ground to do a nice gamma crush, you know, that's sort of how I have it. I mean, I dig the look of it. He does have a challenge to, you know, pose with the legs, with the discs and stuff like that, because his feet can only go up so far, but then you can make those things go straight down and like point out sort of like how my hand is versus, you know, going more up. So getting him to be all squatted down and stuff is a little bit of a challenge to get him how I was trying to originally pose him. But I mean, it's a pretty awesome pose, and you guys can see sort of how I have him rigged up on the flight stand, booty sitting on this elbow to support his massive weight. But yeah, I mean, it looks great. And there you go. See, you got to have him propped up there, but I had it plugged in there. Sort of show you guys. Pop it up there. You just sort of get him to balance his little booty right there. There you have it. But the joints are getting looser now because these flight stands have little joints on there. But as I was talking about with the foot, like that's as far up as his foot will go, which is disappointing because you can't really get him into some nice crouching. But then he can, you know, make his foot go straight like that, which why do you need it to do that? It makes no sense. But yeah, so it's fun trying to pose a Hulk. Definitely is fun. But that is my figure review of the Thanos Build-A-Figure Marvel Legends Hulk. If you guys like what you saw, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, I want you to have the best luck hunting, keep on collecting, and have a beautiful day.